Hi everyone, this is Dr. Naina. Welcome back. NainaMD, Fusion of Science and Beauty. I'd like to welcome you to my next guest, Shara Jones. She's a licensed esthetician for over how many years, Shara?
Over 6 years now.
Yeah,
yes.
6 years, and I think even more before that, but you became licensed about 6 years ago. A tremendous amount of experience you bring with you. That's why I work with you, and you're here now in Beverly Hills. I wanted to introduce the concept of the anti-aging facial, because so much of facials has been downplayed ever since the lasers took over, and all of these peels, the chemical peels, and everybody kind of forgot about what the basic facial was. I understand that that happened, but there is now a step up in the facials into the anti-aging facial. And in particular, I want to talk about something which is really a craze among the stars here in Beverly Hills. And we've performed the procedure in the office here at NainaMD, and that is the fire and ice facial. Will you tell me a little bit about that in the audience?
Yes, absolutely. The Is Clinical, the innovative skincare fire and ice facial, is the latest and greatest anti-aging facial. Here with Dr. Naina's office, we are combining it with a true European spa-style facial massage.
Yeah, because we still believe here the philosophy that a massage is so important, Shara. People don't understand just how important the massage is in able to increase the circulation. It also increases oxygenation, and also you enhance lymphatic drainage whenever you do the massage. And we have forgotten that. I think any facial, even a chemical peel at some point, even when you do, you should still follow it with some sort of a massage on the face.
Absolutely. And the massage that I'm offering here with Dr. Naina's office is a true European spa style facial. It works the skin from the inside out. It's a 22 pressure point massage. It's 70% acupressure and 30% lymphatic. Tell the audience what acupressure is, because I believe a lot in it. And what is that? What does it do? What does acupressure? The pressure points are going to release tension, stress, and toxins out of the face, into the lymph, into the chest, and get pushed right out the underarm, Dr. Naina. So it's going to detox your skin from the inside out.
Okay. So, and you know, I understand the importance of the massage with the facial, but let's just say you've got a laser patient, a chemical peel patient. Obviously, we're not going to do that aggressive of a massage. But what are some of the things you could possibly do in that setting?
Absolutely, and we do a very light lymphatic massage and a light acupressure treatment to really just kind of purify and detox the skin and take that pressure down.
That is so important, and I wanted to emphasize that. I think that's so important. Tell me, so let's continue on with the fire and what does it have in it?
So the first thing with fire and ice is that it's very safe. It does not go in the bloodstream. You can use it when you're pregnant or when you're breastfeeding. That's great. It's good for all skin types. The fire mask is a very fiery cinnamon mask. It's got about...
Is that the first thing that goes on?
It is the first thing that goes on, and it's 18% glycolic. So what that's going to do is it's going to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles that might start to be appearing.
Okay. So when we talk about glycolic, and we're talking about this natural botanical based mask, and then we suddenly talk about glycolic acid, then everyone's going to kind of wonder, well, what is glycolic acid? Isn't that a kind of a thing? Basically, what we want to emphasize is that 18% glycolic is not that much if it's plant-based, because plants all have an exfoliating. A lot of plants, like orange peels and alpha hydroxy acids, also come from plant-based. So there's a lot of exfoliating type ingredients that come from plant-based. So this glycolic acid, it's very nice, natural glycolic acid based from a plant source. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. It's a pharmaceutical grade, yet it's botanically based.
Yes.
So it's safe for all skin types. That's where I was going with that, Dr. Naina. Absolutely. And so the fire mask is going to start to resurface the skin. So we're going to see a clear texture. We're going to see little soft fine lines and wrinkles start to dissipate.
Even some of the little just a very
absolutely, and it's going to inhibit the production of melanin in the skin. So we're going to start smoothing out that skin tone and texture. And it's also going to kill any little acne bacteria and kind of break up any little acne marks that maybe you've had in the past.
What is that? So the first part is the fire that goes on?
The first part is the fire mask.
How long does that go on
for?
The
fire mask stays on for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's after you cleanse and toned and everything, right?
Absolutely. Then
do you do the massage at that time, or do you?
We do the massage before the fire and ice mask. The fire and ice mask come last in the facial
because you want to get all the
service.
circulation going and everything, so the ingredients can get into the face, right?
Absolutely.
So tell me, after the fire part of it, what's the ice part of it?
Okay, after the fire part, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Is Clinical Cleansing Complex, and it has a built-in toner, Dr. Naina. So that's going to neutralize and balance out the pH level of the skin. And it's going
Why is it so important to balance the pH level?
We're going to balance the pH level, and we're going to make sure that we're ready to apply the ice mask. The ice is a very cool mask, and we want to hydrate, smooth, and soften the skin. And it has a 40% hyaluronic acid, so each molecule will hold 1,000 times its weight in moisture, and it will be like a tall glass of water for the skin, but oil-free. It's going to plump us up somewhat like a Juvederm would.
Yeah. So this is the thing. I think for the audience, two things. Number one, it's so important to maintain the pH balance of the skin. People don't understand. That's why sometimes toners are very important in that regard. We just cleanse the face, and then we think we can just put a moisturizer and we're done. But sometimes just getting the pH of the skin back to balance is very important. So toning, I think, I've for years used a toner. Okay, I insist on that. And the toners over the years has changed for me, because as I have grown older, I may not use a toner that has more astringent, more drying properties. I use something that's more hydrating. But nevertheless, I still use a toner. And I use a toner, basically, I think it's so important to first, when you use a toner, you have to cleanse all the dirt off. Even when you use a cleanser, you don't sometimes cleanse the dirt off. So the toner, every time I use a cotton, and I use a cotton square, 100% cotton. There's not, sometimes you don't get this 100% cotton pads. 100% cotton, I'll use the cotton squares, and then I'll wipe and I see the dirt, and I never go back up. Now you're ready for that ice part of it, which has the hyaluronic acid, which hyaluronic acid is the #1 anti-aging thing. For the audience, if you want the #1 anti-aging product and you just don't even know where to start, just go and find something that has hyaluronic acid in it. Because that's when I was the ambassador for Oil of Olay, and the Olay ambassador, they launched this, the Regenerate skincare line. That was one of the most important things, was the hyaluronic acid and the pentapeptides, everything to provide moisture. Okay, so hyaluronic acid is so important, and in more particular, did you know? And I often teach is that you have to have 3 different kinds. There's low molecular weight hyaluronic acid, high molecular weight, and medium molecular weight, and people don't even know that. So they go look for a product. Well, the difference is a high molecular weight is not going to go through the skin so much, so it's going to plump up your skin initially, but it really won't moisture the deeper part of your skin. So if you use a lower molecular weight hyaluronic acid, it goes right through, and so you can now moisturize the deeper parts of your skin. So that is very important to know what kind of hyaluronic acid. If you're just going to go out for an event and you want it quickly, you want a high molecular weight hyaluronic acid.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So this ice part of it has more of the lower molecular weight, which it actually penetrates, and it's going to go deeper parts, moisturize your skin and hydrate, so to speak, from the inside of your skin out.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think is so important.
7 minutes.
And people don't. Where does anybody know about, like, talk about even hyaluronic acid with like low molecular weight? And you have to have a passion for the science of anti-aging and regenerative medicine, and I think that's so important for the audience to realize that even when you just have one ingredient, be critical and ask questions. Right? What kind of hyaluronic acid? And then, did you know, for example, that hyaluronic acid has different variations, like animal sourced and non-animal sourced? So obviously, I'm going to use the non-animal sourced. All my ingredients and my growth factors and things that I formulate are all non-animal sourced. But there was a filler, which I don't want to mention, many years ago, that was from a bird avian source. So we've progressed from that. Absolutely. So I think it's just a great discussion on just hyaluronic acid.
Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
So go on, tell us about. I want you to tell after the fire and ice. What is the amazing thing that this company, because I decided, and what my reasons also were, not only because it was botanical based and can provide amazing anti-aging facial, but what is the mission, and also what else does this company do? I want you to in particular talk about the cancer patients.
Right, so the Is Clinical Cancer Care Program, we're so happy to be a certified partner with Is Clinical and to be providing a service for the cancer patients. So.
And why is that facial different? Because it's all toxin-free, right?
The facial is paraben-free and it's toxin-free. And what we're doing is we're really taking some of the serums. For example, we're taking the super serum, we're taking that antioxidant serum full of vitamin C to relieve pollutants and free radicals from the skin and give them that nice radiant glow. And to soothe the skin, we have the Pro Heal, which has even more vitamin C. It has 40%. And then we have the Hydrocool serum, which is the hyaluronic acid and very cooling. We have the active serum, which will lighten and brighten, kill acne bacteria and breakouts, act as an exfoliant, and then really go ahead and start to resurface and retexturize that skin and inhibit the production of melanin so that we can combine these serums not only with the Fire and Ice, but also with the paraben-free and toxin-free Harmony Cancer Facial here at Dr. Naina.
And but isn't that amazing that we've progressed so much from, let's say, just where Avon was, with just being able to think, okay, you just use the moisturizer to plump your skin, but now we're coming out with amazing ingredients topically. And you know, I recognize this like 10 or 15 years ago when I started to work with topical, you know, formulations, but that actually that there are antioxidants that you can apply topically that can penetrate the skin. So many years conventional medicine had said you can't penetrate things, but hello, skin is your number one barrier, right? And it's a great detoxifying organ. That's how you detoxify a lot of your toxins, is through the skin, correct?
Absolutely.
And you can also absorb through the skin. So absolutely, there are things that we can do that can absorb through the skin and be very, very effective.
Yes, and so what we want to do is we want to start our patients out with enzyme exfoliant. The enzyme, Dr. Naina, will just really unlock that intracellular glue.
What are enzymes? Like I think that's an anti-aging, because we're
absolutely,
you know, in those days nobody knows what enzymes are. What are enzymes?
So the enzyme is a form of an exfoliant, and it's going to penetrate the top 4 layers of the epidermis of your skin, which are not going into the dermis, not going into the living and breathing layers, but it's going to just melt away all the dead, dry cells.
Perfect.
So we can get a good product penetration and a very good moisturization from the serums, creams, and masks.
And you're not having to burn. It's not like a chemical peel where you have to worry about, oh my gosh, I might get too irritated. Some people are just afraid of peels. So it's not like a peel, but it provides a great alternative, so to speak.
Absolutely. And it's also going to allow us to release any excess oil and impurity in the skin, to make the skin very clear and prep the skin for more medical grade procedures such as the VI peel that we also offer here at Dr. Naina's office.
That's for another day. We'll talk about the VI peel. We're going to save that for, I want the audience away.
It comes along with the toner. So toner is going to do 3 things. It's going to add a level of moisture so your products will penetrate deeper. So we always want to cleanse and then tone the skin and then apply the serums and then the moisturizer, sunscreen.
So now I think that's what the additional step is, really. In conclusion, really, to today, it would be that the take-home message for the audience is that you have to cleanse the skin. You can tone the skin, but the extra step is apply a serum that has actually nutritional value to the skin. Absolutely. And then give your skin nutrition, and then go ahead and moisturize the skin with the best anti-aging product, hyaluronic acid. I'm telling you, it is number 1. Okay, unbeatable. When babies are full of hyaluronic acid. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
So much, Dr. Naina.
I really appreciate you coming on, and we're going to say the V peel for another day, right? You're going to come back.
And a better solution to the VPO with no downtime is the Fire and Ice. It's endorsed by Holly Berry and Gwyneth Paltrow. They call it the red carpet Hollywood facial of the stars.
We do it, and we know we get
So you do the Fire and Ice facial, and the next day your skin is flawless. So you're going to wake up with a more even tone and texture. You're going to feel more hydrated and soothed.
Fabulous.
And obviously any discoloration in the skin will be minimized, and the fine lines will be smooth. So it's very nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is NainaMD. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. NainaMD, Fusion of Science and Beauty.